It's Spinebuster. Doop-be-dee-dee-dee. Underground 22. 22. 22. Yes, and it's rather good. But then, Spinebuster is always good, isn't it? You know it's a fabulous piece of work. And this week we've got 3 Cerberus medallions, 1-on-1. First of all, I mean, you've got 2 fights with big wrestlers, and then you've got a fast-paced fight to finish with. Fast-paced fight to finish. And Rhiannon Jade, who's got a bit of an attitude change and is a bit nasty, is facing Riho, who is, I mean, she's a tough cookie, is Riho. And we do have, and I've got some notes here, we do have Riho giving us some strikes, but Rhiannon returning fire. Now there's a Rhiannon Jade backbreaker, which is quite nasty, actually. Backbreaker in the ropes, actually. Yeah. Then a Jade big clothesline and trash talking. Rio doesn't like that. Doesn't like that at all. She gives us some shots and a punchline. In fact, several punchlines. Not a punch. Not a clothesline. A punchline. Yes. And then a big knee for 2.999 recurring. But Riho carries on. Tries to get the package pile driver, which is the way she finishes matches, usually. And that is countered. Oh, yes, it is. And Rio's a bit shocked, actually. And doesn't see the sudden Jade cutter, which gets a 2.999 of her own. Then there's a nasty super kick from Rio, which causes Conor Bailey to say, Jesus, that's great. Conor Bailey and Lucy Simons on commentary. Great tandem, really good. And there's a basement drop kick and a backstabber from Rio. Now, Jade screams in pain at this point and then kicks out. Rio can't believe it. She is frustrated. Jade goes to the eyes. There's a kick and a kind of short suplex for a 2.999 again. But Rio's fisherman neckbreaker allows her the breathing space to hit that package pile driver, and she gets the pin. It was really good. And then we get Nathan Angel. Reckons his calendar is the most important thing in wrestling. As he says, Mick Foley coming off the top of the cage through the announce table. No, my calendar's more important than that. And so is his face being hurt and his matches being ruined by Wildman. As he says, we were invaded in 1066 and not since. And you ain't going to invade me. Well, there you go. Glad you told us that. I suspect you still struggle. Anyway, Franco Fate is facing Jordan Sparks. Franco Fate. The vulgar display of power. And Jordan Sparks, both big dudes. They jostle for power. Clothesline from Jordan Sparks. Big slap from Franco Fate. And Sparks really sells a big whip into the corner. Sudden suplex from him, though. Sparks sudden suplex for a 2 count. Franco Fate comes back with a jawbreaker and a kick. There's a back elbow for a nice 2 count. And then a lovely spinebuster, as Conor Bailey said, as Lucy Simon said, you did the thing. Spinebuster on spinebuster, we love to see it. Yeah, we do. We really do. It is a nice one, actually. Gets a long 2 count for that. Then's a kick from Sparks. A rather nasty driver. And Franco gets his foot on the ropes. He doesn't actually put his foot on the ropes. By rolling him up so close to the ropes, his feet are just in the ropes. He doesn't know what's going on. And he's lucky. Is Franco Fate lucky? Then there's a Sparks kick. A nasty... Oh, I've done the driver bit. Franco comes back and hits a clothesline. A really nasty one, actually, for the pin. I didn't expect he would win that after he was more or less out of it. Really good again. And next week we've got a triple threat with Riley Nova in there. And as Joseph Connors, the underground champion, tells us, he will make sure that his bred for better teammate wins. And he might well manage it. Riley Nova needs a medallion. He hasn't got one, has he? I don't think. Anyway, your main event is Leon Cage versus Brandon Jordan, who's Chantel Jordan's brother. I didn't know that. Oh, yeah. Now, Jordan's got 1 medallion already. Leon lost his medallions, I think it was a couple of weeks ago. They have some jockeying, fast jockeying, though. Yeah, and they trash talk to each other, but it's kind of that grudging admiration thing. I like the way that Brandon tumbles outside and favours the leg because, you know that's a previous angle, which is great. Huge kick from the apron from Leon Cage, and then the Futurist, and then we've got a nice reversal from Brandon on the abdominal stretch, and they just keep reversing them. But I like the way that Brandon gets his fingers right in the skin of Leon Cage. It's great that they keep reversing the abdominal stretch to stretches and head cranks and all of that. Very nice. Cage then gets a German suplex, which looks very good. There's a drop kick from Brandon Jordan, and a tilt-a-whirl DDT, which is lovely. Then a T-bone suplex. It looked like one. It was great. And a nasty Leon Cage kick. A brainbuster, which looks rather lovely. Gets a 2.999 recurring, but not to be outdone. Mr. Jordan, Michinoku driver, for the same 2.99. He then comes off the top onto the knees of Leon Cage. Leon hits a shotgun drop kick, and Brandon kips up and slaps Cage when he's on the top. Then it's an exploder suplex off the top and a flog splash for another 2.999. You can't keep Cage down. You can't keep him down. And he then hits a destroyer, which he only just gets. It looked a bit undisciplined, I have to say. And a cartwheel enziguri, then the Stormbreaker for the pin. And he gets that medal. But, they both deserve one. In fact, everybody did this week. Spinebuster's superb. Check it out on YouTube. It's Brit-Ress. It's Brit-Ress, which is the best. Ta-ta.